Hi. That was the worst hockey game I've ever watched. That I have never been more bored by a hockey game in my entire life, Mark Springer.
That was really good. That was great sound effect right there. A+. I mean, the snores,
Radio professional.
The what do you call those wheezes? I don't know.
Those little whistles.
Yeah.
As if I'm like a little stuffed up.
Oh my. You caught me off guard there. That was excellent. It was. I mean, it was 2-0 until nice little 6-on-5 play. Man, Natchez, that's a great one-timer. Just a little too late. A lot of people are upset at Mackenzie Blackwood. He allows what was the last one? It was 2-0, right? Then it was 2-1. Was it an empty netter?
Was it an empty netter? 2-17.
Okay. He was fine. They were sloppy. Like, what is Nathan McKinnon doing on that first goal?
Yeah. It's a bad turnover and it's a bad back check. Like, why are you going to the puck carrier? You either go to the back.
You see Devon Taves pointing him.
Yeah.
Saying he's like middle of the ice.
Take that guy. I got the puck carrier.
Take him.
Take that guy.
And McKinnon for some reason goes to the dude Taves is already covering.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was odd.
Blackwood was good enough to win the game, but like when you have 0 goals on the board for 58 minutes and 15 seconds, you're going to lose 99% of those games. Like,
yeah, you got to score. Before.
I could have been in net tonight in Colorado, would have had the same amount of chances.
Blackwood bailed him out in the first period. Brent Burns had a weak pass up the boards, and then it was flicked on net, and then it was tipped. And Blackwood, especially watching the replay, I was like, oh, that was underrated. That thing easily could have snuck through him because of that redirect, and he made the save. You can't be turning the puck over. You can't be playing sloppy. You can't be missing open nets. Drury missed one. Nelson missed one. Like, I thought they played well. I thought the third line, Kelly, Kiviranta, Drury was fighting hard, and then they got
the best line they had on the ice.
They got to look for Kiviranta early third period. It was a diving block. It was off of a rebound shot. Kiviranta was in because they were moving the puck well. Manson was out there with I thought Kulak played well in the third period. He had a look too that was blocked after a little good extended zone time. But on that one, it was Hayden Fleury who dove and like I honestly think Winnipeg played really well. Yeah. That's as good as they're not amazing, but that's as good as they could play. They played their A game today. Maybe that surprised Colorado a little bit. You're kind of thinking, oh, they're probably out of it. Maybe they'll take it easy. No, they brought their A game today.
No, Winnipeg's on life support, and you had to find a way to get points if you're the Jets. And hockey is played by humans, man. And there's games in which points don't matter as much to you as they matter to your opponent. Now, they matter, right? Because Dallas is still right on your heels, but they don't matter as much as they do it to a team like Winnipeg. And if Winnipeg doesn't get points in that game, dude, they're toast. It's game over. They were 7 points out of the wild card 2 as it stood today, and they had a game in hand against everybody in front of them. There's 5 teams that they have to climb over in order to get that number 2 wild card spot for a date with the Avalanche, and they don't have time to fuck around. Like Colorado, luckily, they got time. Like their destiny is very much in their own hands. I don't want to say it's like the excuse for tonight. I think it's probably the reason why you don't come out on top, because you're not as sharp as a team who's playing for their lives. I don't know, man. My big thing is like there's certain games where Connor Hellebuyck is the best goalie in the world. And like you saw it against Team Canada. You saw it for the vast majority of the regular season last year en route to an MVP and a Vezina trophy. Tonight was one of those games where Connor Hellebuyck was like, I'm the best fucking goalie in the world. Even though he hasn't been this year in the NHL, he's going to have those games. And unfortunately, a lot of them come against the Avs.
It was very gold medal-y from Hellebuyck tonight because, again, Drury and Nelson missed some open nets. McKinnon missed that open net against him in the gold medal game. And then Devon Taves, I forgot about this one. He got a really good look as he activated offensively down low. and like nice passing on this one. And he put it middle. He put it middle right into Hellebuck, just like he did. It was a different type of look, but similar nonetheless, to the save that Hellebuck had on Taves in the gold medal game. It was honestly, it was just one of those days when you're without Landeskog and Lehkonen and Colton, and Winnipeg plays their best. They're not, if this was the 1-8, I'm not concerned at all. Not concerned. I know that they got Hellebuck, not concerned at all. But it was their day in their building. Avs had looks, couldn't score, held them to 2 for the most part. Just couldn't score. They tried to in the third period. They moved Kadri down to second line, Nichushkin up to first line. I mean, they hadn't. I don't love that move. I see people like, oh, Kadri, you got to move him to, So we had the top line had a slower first couple periods after it had looked electric for like 2-3 games. Okay, that's going to happen. But Bednar's just trying to spark something. So I'm okay with it to that extent. You haven't scored. Let's just try to change the energy. That didn't work. Nothing worked.
Yeah, see something that works. It wasn't one of those games where like something was catastrophically wrong. It just felt like one of those ones that you didn't have an edge. And Hellebuck played well. Like the power play wasn't good, but it also wasn't bad. It just was, the whole game kind of felt meh.
Yeah.
And from top to bottom, it felt meh. And Winnipeg had one guy playing elite and a couple of guys playing well, and you had a bunch of guys playing meh. And unfortunately, some of those things happen in an 82-game season. Now, I'll get nervous if that happens on Monday against Pittsburgh. Like if that happens back-to-back games, especially if Dallas beats Detroit later on tonight, I'll start panicking a little bit. But like I don't expect this team to give 2 meh efforts in a row, knowing that they'll get back and they'll have a full day and a half off. You take on a Pittsburgh team that's kind of like they're similar in the level of team, not at all like who they are in their makeup, but the level of team that they are. Pittsburgh's kind of the same thing as Winnipeg. They're like a little bit better
I agree with that.
Obviously, but I think I put them in the same tier.
I would too.
So
obviously, obviously Pittsburgh has Crosby, but it's an older Crosby. They're maybe just a tick above, just a slight. But Pittsburgh has Winnipeg has Hellebuck.
Right.
So they are pretty even.
For me, they're largely the same tier of team. So if you come out and you handle Pittsburgh and you get your 2 points before taking on Dallas,
you're on your home ice
Thursday, then I'm happy.
It should be 2 points on Monday. Is Monday right? You said
Monday night.
Yeah, Monday. It should be 2 points. And here's an interesting one. Okay, Pittsburgh Monday home, Dallas Wednesday home.
Wednesday, not Thursday. You're right.
All good. Do we see Wedgwood in both?
You might. Now, Bednar's post-game interview, he was asked about both goaltenders, and he said, I thought both of them were good. And, like, obviously, Hellebuck makes some big-time saves, but he didn't say anything disparaging about Blackwood tonight. I think he was more upset. He didn't even sound upset. He kind of sounded, like, reserved to what this type of game was. Where, like,
and he should be.
You know what happened? Like, the team sat on the tarmac. Did you hear what happened last night before they got in, or 2 nights ago?
No, I didn't.
They sat in the plane for 7.5 hours.
Oh, no.
In Seattle.
Wait, they sat in the plane?
In the plane for 7.5 hours.
They wouldn't let an NHL team off the plane? Was it snowing? I saw it was snowing in Seattle.
Yeah, they didn't have proper de-icing, so they were sat and delayed for 7 hours.
Oh, dude, 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's almost a full work day with a lunch break, bro.
That's what Connor's broadcast was saying, man. So tough travel for them. And you don't want to be like, oh, yeah, it's the reason why you lost. But, like, you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't
No, but put yourself in no, come on. Put yourself in those shoes. Not you. Anyone listening, watching, they get paid millions of dollars. I should sit in a plane for 7.5 hours and not complain. No. At hour 1, I'm like, when the fuck are we getting off this thing? And let alone at hour 7, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate travel for them, but they will return back home and they'll have those days off, man. I'm not nervous or worried about it at all. I'm not really worried about Blackwood, but your point of Wedgwood, man, yeah, I think I play him in both games. because you need points. I don't think I want to deal with going into that Dallas game only having 3 points against Dallas, because there's a possibility that's as low as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
yeah,
I
Dallas
want
can
my
cut it to
points
3
Monday.
tonight. But it's, because the way Wedgwood's been going and with Blackwood going today, then yeah, it's at worst it's alternating right now. So that means that Wedgwood would go Monday for sure. But then because it's Dallas on Wednesday, like they play Chicago on Friday, if it was Chicago, if that was flipped, if it was Chicago Wednesday, Dallas Friday, you might see Blackwood. But
I'm throwing Wedgie
because it's
both.
Dallas. And because Wedgwood, like where we stand, and I thought Blackwood was fine. I think he's been fine, but Wedgwood's been excellent. So because it's Dallas, I think that's where you might see Wedgwood get back-to-back starts here.
Now, the question is, because his last start against Dallas was so poor, do you give Blackwood the start Wednesday to be like, hey, if you're playing in the postseason, you need to go in with some good vibes?
You could do that. That's a thought.
Do you wait until the late game that you have, right? Because Dallas and Colorado play twice more. They play on the road at Dallas Saturday, April 4th. So if that's your thought process, and it would be my thought process as a head coach, like if Blackwood has any chance of being the starting netminder in the postseason, which is a very, very big possibility, do I wait until the last possible minute to throw him against Dallas on the road? And that's going to be like a big time nervy game. Like, what happens if you don't play him on Wednesday of this week and like Wedgwood goes out there and plays well and you beat Dallas, but then Saturday, April 4th comes up, you're on the road and Dallas is like, they're 3 points behind you and he lays an egg. That probably decides the starting netminder for the postseason. And that is a heavy regular season game.
Well, and we'll learn a little more about what's possible here in the coming days too, because like you said, Stars Wings tonight, and Dallas is now 5 points back, still 5 points back. They've won 3 in a row. But the Avs will have a game in hand after tonight. But they could let's say they get to 3 points back. Okay, then Dallas hosts the Mammoth, the Mams on Monday, while the Avs host the Penguins. Let's go. Hey, you're without Landeskog, Lehkonen, Colton. Pittsburgh's been plucky for being an older team. What if they come in and win? What if Dallas beats Utah? Dallas is a point back.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas would be 1 point back. Now, granted, if the Avs are losing that Penguins game, that will have meant, in all likelihood, that Wedgwood has lost that start. We would need to see what it looks like. But then maybe in that scenario, that means it is Blackwood because Wedgwood had lost the Pittsburgh start. And now Blackwood is starting for the Avs against the Stars, who could pass them that night and take the top spot in the Central. All it takes is for the Avs to go on what would be a 3-game losing streak, and for Dallas to extend their win streak to 6. Wow. That could happen by Wednesday.
Dallas, eventually they have to cool off, right? Because like it's not like this is just a 6-game win streak for them. They have points in 14 straight. So eventually they have to cool off. They're not going to get points in 30 straight games going into the postseason. That just like doesn't happen. At some point they're going to cool off, and the schedule says this is when they should cool off. They play playoff teams, Detroit, Utah, Colorado, Minnesota, Vegas, all in a row this coming week. They get a little bit of a reprieve in the Devils. Then they go on the road to the Islanders, the Pens, both playoff teams. Like, they've got the harder schedule here on out for Colorado, and this is the week that I expect them to mix in a couple of losses.
Yeah, and, they're without Rantanen. They're without Hintz.
I thought Hintz was back, no? Oh, no. That injury happened
since
with
the McKinnon
with
stuff.
McKinnon.
Yeah. He's out a few weeks, it appears. Look, as you saw today, and Colorado's undermanned. That is very important. Again, it is important not having Landeskog, Lehkonen, and Colton. Let's not walk around that. That is important, but you can play a Winnipeg who has Hellebuck, the best goaltender in the world, solid team. Scheifele and Connor are out there. Morrissey had a really good game defensively. Those are good players in their building, especially. And with the urgency that they have to try to get an 8 seed, even though it'll be futile, but still they're trying, they're pros, and it's hard. So Dallas is hosting Detroit. Detroit's been very good this year. Utah's been pretty good. And you have no hints, no Rantanen. Like, the Avs have, it's normal to drop games like that. So maybe we'll see if Dallas comes away with all 4 in those 2 games coming up, one of them starting tonight. If they do, then shoot, the only team that can beat them right now for some reason is the Avs. Because that's the only team that has beaten them in like the last 2 weeks.
I need those wingers to come back and get healthy. Like, I just need this team to find a way to get those guys back. I need to see Lekin in the lineup. I need to see Ross Colton back in the lineup in that middle to bottom 6. Hopefully they're 2 weeks out. Bednar said in his pregame interview today with Connor McGahey that there's still some time, but they could see some of these guys when they return home. Maybe Logan O'Connor is ahead of all of them, which is crazy to think. I just need to see them get healthy. They're good enough to win today's game. It just felt like it was a game that they didn't give a shit about. And
I think they gave a shit.
But I don't know. It felt sleepy.
I think they took Winnipeg lightly. I think they tried, but I don't think they treated Winnipeg like it was Dallas.
Yeah.
And I think Winnipeg surprised them. I think it was in the back half of the first period when final 5 minutes of the first, Winnipeg, because his shots early were like 7-2 Avs. And then Winnipeg just tightened up a little bit, cleaned a couple things up. Avs made a couple mistakes, like the Burns turnover. And all of a sudden, Winnipeg started to get a little confidence, and they played well. They get paid too. They played well. And the Avs never found that next gear that they needed to find, really, until the 6-on-5, because that little sequence, they pulled Blackwood with like 3.5 to go.
Oh, they were dangerous.
They
for
kept
3 minutes.
Possession a lot and got some good looks.
I mean, you forget that, like, this team had 116 points last year. And it's largely the same roster.
Sure, like Ehlers left, and that's like it.
Right, and he's a
good player.
He's a good player, but he's not a top 3 player on that team.
No, like Kyle Connor, like that shot, like, oh, Blackwood needs to make that. Like, give me a save, dude. Kyle Connor can freaking rip that thing.
It's a good shot.
He's a great player.
So I look at today's loss and I go, the reason why Winnipeg is fighting for their playoff lives right now is because Connor Hellebuck has not been good this year. Like, statistically, he has not been good at all. And he's been under 900 in his save percentage. He's been hovering around like 290 in his goals against average. He's under 500 in his wins losses. And last year he won the MVP. And what tonight showed me was when Connor Hellebuck is Connor Hellebuck as advertised, the Jets are a playoff team. When he's not, they're not.
Hey, winning a gold medal and,
right.
Whatever stupid little medal he got for his individuals, whatever honor, it heats you up. It might heat you up a little bit. I don't know. Get the juices flowing. They tried because they mixed in Kivy early in the game. Kivy Ronta, second line wing, Gavin Brindley, and then they settled on Nick Waugh. I thought that was the right move. I think Waugh, because you're down one in your top 6, your second line wing. You're trying guys out. Waugh, I guess, would be the guy. You're playing 2 guys on the wing right now because you're banged up.
Yeah,
you thought maybe you'd be playing at center. Although I will say, I don't see how you can move Kadri to center unless you're playing him third line. And I just don't see how that makes a ton of sense because I want him getting top 6 minutes. But I guess if you wanted to do Kadri third line C, because they will rely on the third line a good chunk, you could do that. But, they got 2 centers playing wing right now.
Spring, that's about all I got to say about the most boring hockey game that I've watched this season, man. I wish I could break this thing down even deeper. I was falling asleep here at the station having to watch that thing, man. I don't think Monday is going to be this boring. I think Monday will be more fun. I think the Avs are going to come out and score goals, and then you're going to have what feels like a Stanley Cup final energy on Wednesday against Dallas. So I would like to save my words for Monday and Wednesday.
I do feel like there's something about it just vibes, because I thought Blackwood played well. But yeah, clearly he's just a tick off. Okay, fine. the vibes, like when Wedgwood's in net on Monday at home, I don't know. Doesn't it just feel?
Yeah, he's vibe. He's vibier.
A little more. Okay, here we go.
And I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with Wedgwood being the starter. I don't think you need to have this conversation of like, oh, is there a goaltending controversy? They've kind of been 50-50 partners the whole year, right? So you went into the season expecting Blackwood was the number one, but this isn't something that just started to happen. This has been the case the entire season long. So for me, it's not a goaltending controversy. You just go, well, he's the guy right now. He's hot, so play him. I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with both. I think I said that on our last program. I think they can win a cup with both netminders. But right now, throw Wedgie. It's fine. But it's not. This isn't the same conversation of like, oh no, what do you do? Alexander Georgiev, your true number one, sucks now. And like, do you have to play Justus Onanen? Those apples are not the same.
Yeah, and I'm also just saying, like, it's a reason for optimism for Monday. You know,
yeah.
You're back at home and you're better than Pittsburgh. All that's good and great, but like having Wedgwood back there, like that's I think reason for optimism for Monday. Excited to see what that looks like.
All right, we'll be back at it Monday night. It'll be a little bit of a later one, 7:30 p.m. puck drop, but it's on national, so it might even be later. Like, I bet you're probably closer to an 8 p.m. puck drop, which means around 11 o'clock between the pipes that night. But Avs lose 3-1 in a snooze fest. And they open up a big-time week. Couple of games against Pittsburgh and Wednesday against the Dallas Stars at home. For Spring, I'm Raj. It's Between the Pipes. See you guys Monday.